Imagine a world where every patient who needs a life-saving therapy can access it, where sustainable high-quality protein is available to everyone, where manufacturing costs no longer stand between people and the treatments they need. Welcome to the Smart Biotech Scientist podcast. I'm your host, David Brühlmann, and today we're concluding our special 4-part series for my recent AMF Academy keynote with what might be the most exciting episode yet: the breakthrough innovations that could revolutionize how we manufacture biologics and cultivated food. In our previous episodes, we explored the evolution of bioprocessing, examined its key challenges, and discovered how industry leaders are tackling them. Now in part 4, we'll dive into the disruptive technologies that could transform our industry. From AI-powered Picoliter Scale Testing to unconventional bioreactor systems that could slash production costs by orders of magnitude. What excites me most about these innovations isn't just their technical brilliance. It's their potential to make life-saving therapies and sustainable food accessible to millions more people worldwide. Let's explore how these breakthrough technologies are turning what seemed like science fiction into reality. Now, the final part I would like to cover is the disruptive innovation part. And there's a lot of going on in this space. And one company I always loved to follow, and we were fortunate at Merck to test actually this technology, was the Berkeley Light Beacon, which is a way to cultivate cells on a chip. And on this chip, you have small chambers called nanopens of a size of about 500 picoliter to 1 nanoliter. Not only can you cultivate cells in a very small space, you can also visualize them. And you can see how fast they grow, how many cells you have sitting in one of these chambers, and which of the population is the best. And my former colleagues now took this a step further, where they developed a high-throughput cell line development workflow using this system to find better clones faster and also monitor some product quality attributes very early on. Another company out of the Silicon Valley is Triple Bar Bio. And they are getting close to what we call science fiction. At least in those early recombinant days. They are leveraging AI and Picoliter scale testing to unlock the biology's full potential. What they do is they ask the following question: what is the smallest bioreactor size possible? Good question, isn't it? The answer that came up was the smallest bioreactor is a bioreactor that holds one single cell. And that's what they developed. They are now able to put one cell into one droplet, and then using microfluidic technology, they are able to screen millions and millions of cells. And not only have they developed the microfluidic technology, they use sophisticated AI, new large language models, and sophisticated analytics to not only measure pH or some easy stuff, but really also to look at omics at this very small scale already. And now you can imagine where this is going. If you can select the 1 in a million and now repeat that as they are doing, you get very quickly to a cell that is a much better producer and has the very features you are looking for. Another way to innovate is on the model side. And one of the company that has been leading the way is DataHow. What they're doing, they're developing hybrid models to predict process outcomes, to predict product qualities, and they're now also using that with AI. And what they were able to show in collaboration with Bristol Myers Squibb is that hybrid models improved the critical quality attributes prediction accuracy. And also they are able to transfer learnings from one bioreactor system or from one cell line to another that don't seem to be related. And in certain cases, they are able to reduce the number of experiments by 50%, sometimes even 80%, which is massive. Imagine the time you need to put into an experiment and the money. If you can start out with the right conditions right on to predict what you want to predict, you gain a lot of time and you find much better molecules and cells. Think about how far we have come in this discussion. from AI-powered analytics to sophisticated hybrid models. But now, we are about to venture into territory that might seem controversial, even outlandish to some. I'm about to pose a question that made quite a stir at the AMF Academy. It challenges our fundamental assumption about what a bioreactor should be. Stay with me as we explore an unconventional approach that could dramatically reduce the cost of producing biopharmaceuticals. Obviously, I personally like innovation, and you mentioned it, the podcast, it's celebrating 1 year today. Really, it's not a coincidence, I don't know. It must be coincidence. But anyways, I love to sit down with industry experts every week, and I love to talk about innovation. And one way I do that is by asking a thought-provoking question. I ask them, share something that you believe about bioprocess that most people disagree with. But today, I want to give you my answer to that question. My answer would be in order to enable widespread access to life-saving therapies, we have to completely revolutionize our bioreactor systems. We have to come up with new ways and much more economical ways to produce biopharmaceutical and also cultivated meat. So I would like to ask you a question. Could it be that tomorrow's bioreactor doesn't look like a vessel anymore, but actually that we are using goats? I know it's a bit controversial question on purpose. Could it be that tomorrow's bioreactor looks much more like this than what we typically see in a facility? Well, I would love to hear your thoughts after over coffee, and I would also love to hear what other innovations you think will solve these challenges we have just looked at. But yeah, again, could this be the tomorrow's bioreactor? At least a startup company out of Belgium, Biosourcing, they believe so. They are leveraging gene therapy techniques followed by in vitro fertilization to generate transgenic goats that produce now high quantities of biopharmaceutical in milk. And if this is robust, obviously this is still early on, a lot of challenges that they need to tackle, but if this works, and they have already done the calculations, it looks like that they will be able to produce biopharmaceuticals in a much cheaper way, in several orders of magnitude, which would solve the accessibility problem. So again, I would love to hear your thoughts on these innovations. But anyways, while you're thinking about, I invite you to grab your phone, subscribe to the podcast. You will find more details on these case studies and a lot more case studies. 50 case studies. I cannot cover that in half an hour. More to come. And on this website, you'll find also some other tools that help you get weekly doses and master the next generation bioprocessing. Let me take you back to where we started. Those glimpses of 2030 we imagined together in part 1. The child receiving a personalized therapy, the chef preparing the cultivated wagyu, and the oncologist monitoring real-time manufacturing data. What seemed like ambitious scenarios now look different, don't they? Because we've walked through the technologies making them possible. We've examined the data showing their feasibility, and we've seen how digital integration, process analytics, and flexible manufacturing platforms are already transforming these visions into reality. But here is what I want you to take away today. This isn't just about technological advancement. It's about impact. Every time you optimize a bioprocess, you are not just improving yields, you are making life-saving therapies more accessible. Every time you enhance process analytics, you're not just gathering data, you're ensuring treatments reach patients faster. Every time you advance manufacturing platforms, you're not just scaling production, you're expanding the boundaries of what's possible in human health and sustainable food production. The future of mammalian bioprocessing isn't just about what happens inside your bioreactors, it's about what happens in hospitals, in restaurants, and in lives all around the world. And that future isn't waiting until 2030. It's being built today in labs and manufacturing facilities across the globe. And you are part of this transformation. The decisions you make, the innovations you pursue, and the challenges you tackle, they all contribute to bringing these breakthrough technologies from promise to reality. So the question isn't whether we will get there. The question is, how fast can we make it happen? And there you have it, the conclusion of our 4-part series on the future of bioprocessing. We've journeyed from the complexities facing our industry to groundbreaking solutions that could revolutionize how we manufacture biologics and cultivated food. The innovations we have explored today, from triple-bar bio-single-cell bioreactors to biosourcing's unconventional approach, aren't just technological achievements. They are potential keys to unlocking worldwide access to life-saving therapies and sustainable food production. So this is what I think. What do you think? Tell us by leaving a review. And are you ready to take your bioprocessing strategy to the next level? Book a free 30-minute consultation call at BrühlmannConsulting.com. During this focused session, we will analyze your current challenges, identify optimization opportunities, and discuss how you can accelerate and de-risk your development initiatives. Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for your likes, your comments, and I love hearing from you. Keep innovating, keep pushing boundaries, and most importantly, keep focusing on the impact we can have on patients' lives worldwide. I'll see you in the next episode. All right, smart scientists. That's all for today on the Smart Biotech Scientist podcast. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on your journey to bioprocess mastery. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. By doing so, we can empower more scientists like you. For additional bioprocessing tips, visit us at smartbiotechscientist.com. Stay tuned for more inspiring biotech insights in our next episode. Until then, let's continue to smarten up biotech.